Hello YouTube, this is Robert Holloway again, and in this video I'd like to talk more about why magic doesn't work. Now most mystics and mages and sages and witches and wizards and shamans and voodooists and all those magical people folks would probably tell you that the reason why magic doesn't work is because you did it wrong. To a point they're right, but I think it's best if we are more specific of what they mean by that. Now, when they say you did it wrong, it means that you didn't give it enough juice. You didn't give it enough energy. More specifically, your energy. Now, energy can be comprised of purpose, intention, hope, inspiration, things like that. You know, things that come from within. This is why I believe that magic does come from within yourself. That you are part of magic. Once you start dealing with magic, you become magic. I mean, that's who you are. The only way to destroy the magic is to destroy yourself. But to have intention and purpose, to direct that into any kind of goal, I mean, the talismans, they're just an extension, like a satellite to you. You know, they're just an extension. It's what symbolizes of your intention. I mean, you could do this with Christmas ornaments. You know, it's the same thing. In fact, Christmas ornaments are basically talismans, but more prettier. Anyways, when you're casting magic, you put out your intention, your purpose, your inspiration, your hopes out into it, and it also applies to your fears. I mean, if your fear is so strong and you're practicing magic, your fear will be amplified and it will come true. So it's best that you overcome any kind of negative emotions. I know it's a hard thing to do because I have a lot of negative emotions that I have to harbor and try to release and let go, and sometimes meditation will help. Even a simple ritual like taking a bath before doing a ritual, because you feel clean, you feel cleansed, and not just only from the outside of your body but also the inside. So like, you know, brush your teeth or pop in a mouth mint, a mint or something, or even, you know, do something that makes you feel pure, clean, receptive to the magic that you're casting, or, you know, the spell that you're doing. You need to amplify it. You need to really, really trust in yourself, believe in yourself, and most of all, know yourself. Know your limitations, know your strengths and weaknesses, etc., so forth, so on. You need to gather your own energy, and there is such a thing, and let it go. Now, long time ago, I've learned the 3 aspects of the mind, which is subconscious, conscious, and superconscious. Now, basically, from what I've learned from this technique is that it's like sending out a mail to somebody. All right. The subconscious is the mailman. The conscious is you writing the mail, and the superconscious is like the mailman, him or herself. It's the higher self, basically. So basically, you write down your intention, you mail it to your subconscious takes it in and gives it to the mailman, who delivers it to whatever deity you worship. That's a really rundown example of how magic works. But before you can give your letter put the letter into the mailbox, which is the subconscious, is that you have to trust that it will be delivered, and most of all, you have to forget it. You have to not forget. That's the wrong word to use. You have to trust that it will be delivered. You have to let go of the letter. That's what I mean to say. Let go of the letter, so that, you know, if you're still holding on to that letter while you're at the mail, you know, the mail post office or the mailbox, you're still going to hold on to that letter. Of course, you're not going to stand there forever, and eventually the mailman would have to take it out of your hands. I mean, your subconscious won't force it out of your hands. You have to drop it. before the subconscious will take it and give it to the mailman for delivery. That's the basic rundown on magic, relating to the mind of the conscious, subconscious, and superconscious mind. Now, whenever you're using agents, I have to tell you, the longer they live, the better it is, because life is a force, an energy force that is more potent than anything else. Plants will work, but if you kill them, they won't work for magic. They'll work for healing, because, just because. I mean, it's just like if your body dies, you're still good for food, meaning to say that your body is still good for other bugs to eat. So it's the same thing with plants. Once you and the essence of that plant isn't in the leaves or the stems or the bark or the branches. It's the root. That's the very essence. So if you mow your grass, you're not killing plants, so don't feel guilty. I used to feel guilty doing that, but I've learned that it's the roots it's the spirit of the plant. It's the very roots that hides under the ground. Animals are another thing. You can't really use animals for magic, even if you sacrifice them, because you're killing them. The best I would say is that if you need like a raven to represent any kind of like wisdom spells or stuff like that, my suggestion is to use a drawing of the plant, of the animal. It works just as the same. You have to focus your energy though and say, this is the raven. This is what represents the raven. From this day on, this is the raven. Okay, and the same could be said about fictional animals as well. I mean, it's like, for example, if you need, I have this one fictional creature that's like a lion with a unicorn horn and wings, and that usually to me represents strength of mind. Because, lions are about strength, and the wings is representative of the air element, which is, the mind, and the horn represents the focus or the intention that is needed. That's why I drew a unicorn, a lion with a unicorn horn with wings to represent that. But you can use any kind of thing. It has to relate to you somehow, some way. It has to initiate a feeling or a thought, something that provokes you to say, yes, this is what this means. Crystals, the crystals are like the best because they're like immortal powers. They're like the immortal versions of magical agents. I have a lot of crystals myself. My favorite is celestite and quartz crystal. To me, I think they're so beautiful. But the structured crystals, I think, is more potent than the tumbled stones or, things like that. Now, metals, on the other hand, they have a more of a protective type of thing. You could use stones that have these metals to represent certain things. But like for example, malachite, a copper type of stone, can shield you from heartache and heartbreak and anything that deals with pain that's relating to love and romance. So if you've broken up with someone and you're trying to get over him or her or it or them, then it's best that you have a necklace to shield your heart, which is like on your left side. So or have a image of a heart that's made out of malachite. That's a great stone. And not to mention that green is also associated with Venus, so that's like a double bam right there. Let's see, wisdom stones would have to be something with aluminum, because aluminum is associated with Mercury, even though the ancient alchemist considers Mercury, or Quicksilver, to be associated with Mercury. But that's that. Aluminum associates best with Mercury and best with Uranus. So use any stone that represents the stones that are aluminum based, that you could use to evoke Mercury or Uranus, would have to be like labradorite. That's an aluminum stone. What else in aluminum? Conundrums, like sapphires and rubies. Those are aluminum stones. Use them to protect your mind, or to amplify your mind, or to shield your mind from like mind readers and stuff like that. Wrong stone. Labradorite can help you with that. I love Labradorite. I think it's the most beautiful stone ever. You know, to me, they're weight in gold. You know, it's that potent. And I've also mentioned it too in one of my videos about Labradorite being the stone of the wizard. Also a great stone for astrology. Because, you know, aluminum is also associated with Uranus, and Uranus is good for astrology, even though, you know, astrology has been debunked since the discovery of Uranus. But Uranus does control the practice of astrology. It governs it and stuff like that. You can also use it for a love stone, a gay love stone, because, you know, Mercury is also about homosexual love, and Uranus controls the sign that advocates homosexual love, and so that's a great stone to have with you. Also, something. I mean, I'm not gonna get into neo-alchemy or stuff like that, because I promise I won't talk about that on the internet. That's all I have to say about that topic. I forgot the title of this thing, but I'm sure I'm gonna remember it once I reload it. That's all I have to say. So I hope you guys learned something, and you all have a wonderful day, night, whatever. Have a good one.